Well, days after those assembly election results, the Congress party is still struggling to come to terms with the massive defeat in Uttar Pradesh, apart from the fact that the BJP literally stole the governments from under their nose in Goa and Manipur, and now the Congress really left with that one saving grace, which was in Punjab. We are seeing now more and more voices from within the party talking about a much needed change. Now, whether that's going to translate into a change in the leadership at the very top isn't clear at the moment. But joining us on the program tonight is former Congress MP and leader Priya Dutt, who joins us from Mumbai. Priya, thanks so much for joining us. You made an interesting tweet today. You said that your party suffers from an autoimmune disease and that everyone within it should try to rebuild the party. What exactly did you mean?
You know, we've seen Congress repeatedly losing one election after another, not because we are not good enough, but I think there are a lot of things which are happening internally which we need to rectify. And we've seen that in many elections, especially recently. It could have been Maharashtra or Goa or UP, that we need to really work on ourselves first. We have to really come to terms that the mistakes we have made and learn to rectify that. And I think that's what we have not been able to do from 2014 to now.
When you're saying that there are a lot of mistakes that the party is making internally, can you elaborate on that? What do you think have been the 2 or 3 key ones?
I think most importantly is our organizational structures. And I think we have to get our ground level work very strong, our foundation to be very strong. We need to build on our cadre. A cadre for a party is one of the most important things we need, which we don't really have as we used to have. Secondly, I think we need to build on regional leadership, state leaderships. You see, when Dr. Arminder Singh won Punjab, he won because he was a strong leader in Punjab. We need such leaders in every state.
Right, and that's very candid of you to say that the Congress hasn't encouraged that kind of leadership. But Priya, you know, there's also been, you know, some commentary now that maybe the time has come also for the Congress to have a leadership change at the very top, that Rahul Gandhi may not necessarily be the person to lead the Congress as you go ahead. Do you share that view? Are you in a position to share an honest view on that?
You know, I'll be very honest with you. I don't think you can pin the blame on one individual here. Rahul Gandhi, I have worked with Rahul Gandhi as well, and I believe that his intentions, I think, are very clear for the party, and he will do everything he can to strengthen the Congress party. But him alone doing it is, I think, quite impossible. So we have big leaders, we have, I think, stalwarts in Congress who are still there, who are still in the decision-making organization. You know, I think all of them have to introspect. When you talk about the AICC is a group of all stalwart leaders put together. When you talk about CWC, it is the group of stalwart leaders put together who take decisions. So I think all of them have to introspect. By putting a blame on one individual like Rahul Gandhi is not going to, him changing or being there or not, you know, bringing in another leader is not going to make that much of a difference unless and until we all take the onus and introspect and say that, listen, we need to make those changes and we have to take this forward.
But Priya, the point is that, you know, the buck has to stop with somebody and somebody has to take responsibility. Today, Raj Babbar offered his resignation as head of the UPCC, saying that, well, you know, the campaign didn't work for us, we did terribly, and I should take responsibility and resign. When will the Congress stop protecting Rahul? And I mean, he also as a leader has to own up and take responsibility, which in his first comments he hasn't done. You know, he said polarization led to the BJP's win, but hey, what about saying, you know, I need to introspect myself on what went wrong?
Yeah, I think it's right, because I think every person, especially on the helm, it could be Mr. Rahul Gandhi and it could be all our other leaders even in the state, have to take responsibility, have to introspect and really address these issues, you know, which are plaguing the Congress at the moment. And you know, when you appoint PCC presidents of any state, of course it becomes their onus of taking on responsibility. And at the same time, I do agree with you that even a person like Mr. Rahul Gandhi has to introspect and say that, listen, we have made mistakes. We have made mistakes. We have made mistakes in Goa. We have made mistakes in Manipur. We have made mistakes in UP. Let's sit down and try and figure out how we can take this forward. There is nothing wrong in being in the opposition. I feel the position of an opposition is as important as being in the ruling party. But you have to be a strong opposition.
You have to be a strong opposition, but Priya, is, after the Lok Sabha debacle and the 44 seats that the Congress, came to, shouldn't that introspection have happened by now? That's the question. We are now counting down to the next general election, yes. 2019. It's not that far away if you think about it. By now, shouldn't the wheels have started rolling? Organizational elections have taken place?
Nidhi, the wheels should have started rolling after 2012, because I think many things happened during maybe 2012, 2013, which caused the 2014 debacle. And I completely agree with you that it was from 2014 to now we should have made a lot of changes in our organizational structure, and we could have done a lot to really bring this party back, to a certain position.
But Priya, don't you think that the party really needs a genuine democratic process to kick in internally? And, is it possible, you think, for the Congress to move beyond the Gandhi family, or do you believe that the Gandhi family holds it together? For instance, if Rahul and Sonia Gandhi were to step back and say, let there be an organizational election where a Priya Dutt, a Milind Deora, a Sachin Pilot, Jyotiraditya Scindia, everyone can stand for the vice president and president's post and let the best person win. Do you think that could work? Do you think that may be the way forward?
I think, anything is possible. I really don't feel, and I don't think that the Congress is not a democratic party. Yes, that whole perception about the family and things like that. You saw Mrs. Gandhi taking a back seat initially. She became the party president. But Manmohan Singh ji was the face of the party. Okay, so I feel, like you very rightly said, there are a lot of good faces in the Congress party. They have to be projected. You're talking about a Jyotiraja Scindia, Jitin Prasad, Sachin Pilot, Milind Deora. I think all of them are very, very capable and strong people in their own right.
But I am asking whether the future necessarily lies with Rahul as your leader. Do you believe that you need him as your leader to move ahead?
Because I've worked with Mr. Gandhi, I cannot say that he has been a good leader. I think he has been a person who is trying his best to lead the Congress in a certain direction. It has not worked for a long time now. I think it is also a collective effort. Like I said, you cannot pin it on that one person, because when you look at the BJP and you look at Narendra Modi ji as a leader of BJP, he is that one leader who calls the shots and everyone listens to that one voice. Where Rahul ji is concerned, he has tried to make this party even more democratic. And sometimes I feel maybe you need a very strong voice. You need a very strong voice. Sometimes too much of democracy within a party may not work.
But I find that amusing, because I never saw the Congress as internally being so democratic. I mean, Priya, come on, if Rahul Gandhi says something tomorrow, that he wants something done a certain way, who's going to defy that? Except his mother. Who's going to oppose him on that?
No, Nidhi, we've had a lot of discussions. I'm talking about even Maharashtra, when people take on, we go to him for discussions of this is the way it should be, or we think this won't work or this will work. There have been very healthy discussions with Rahul Gandhi. Even after the debacle of 2014, there were groups of us who went and met him and spoke to him very candidly about what we think has gone wrong, how it should work and how it should be taken forward. So it's not that we don't have a voice. We do have a voice.
Did he listen to your ideas? Did he listen to your ideas after, when you went to him at that time?
Few of them, but yeah, few of them. But like I said, I think our voices of us, as compared to other leaders who are there in a position to advise and show the way forward, sometimes I feel the grassroots level voices get kind of drowned.
So you think he's surrounded by people who are not advising him well?
I truly feel that sometimes he doesn't, either he's not getting the right message. one leader has to understand each state differently, right? There is Maharashtra is very different from UP. UP is very different from Manipur. So every state has its unique issues. Unless and until you don't have regional leaders, you don't have strong regional faces, state leaderships, you will never get the right kind of message coming to your one leader. So I think where we've really gone wrong, and where I think decision making may become a problem for that one leader who is Mr. Rahul Gandhi today, is because he is getting feedback from various people who are not connected that closely with the states.
Well, it's interesting you say that, and I hope, Priya, that this time, if you get a chance to talk to him and give him feedback on exactly what you're saying, that he's able to listen and take that constructively, because a strong opposition is important in a strong democracy. And I think also what people were surprised at, is that we haven't seen any emergency Congress meeting or any kind of brainstorming even after this defeat. So here's hoping that there is one in the next few days, and that certainly internal elections are held sooner rather than later. Priya Dutt, thank you very much for talking to us on NDTV tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nidhi.